Besties, here is how you're going to figure out if you actually feel safe to receive the things that you want. Doesn't matter what it is, right? The next level, it might be a goal around relationships, money, business, growth, whatever. Do you actually feel safe to receive that thing now? No. That's why you don't have it. Now, I say this with so much love. I'm being a little bit sassy, but we're going to reverse engineer this, okay? Because this is the thing that no one talks about. Whilst we're out in the world, there's all this hustle culture bullshit, right? Everyone like shaming us, like, you're just going to do more, you've just got to push harder, you obviously don't want it bad enough. But that's absolute crap, because it's only 5% of our mind that's conscious. That's the part that's having this conversation right now. That's the part that gets up and does the thing, right? But the 95% of our mind that is subconscious, that's the part that's desperately trying to keep us safe and alive. I need you guys to hear this again, because we carry so much shame and feeling like a failure if we're not getting the result that we want, when actually what's happening is 95% of our mind is desperately trying to keep us safe and alive. How does it do that? It keeps us in the familiar, because from a survival perspective, it knows how to keep us safe in situations we've already been in before, right? Which is why I say your threshold for safety, for what you feel safe to receive, is your current situation. Now, here's the thing. Of course we can change this, of course, but we've got to understand that we have to work with our subconscious, with our nervous system. We have to create a feeling of safety in the body before we're able to receive it. And this goes for every single thing. Anytime we want to stretch beyond where we are and create something new, receive something new, become a new version of us, we must first go within and understand what are the fears, what are the blocks, what are the limits that are currently there that don't feel safe for us to actually allow the next level. And honestly, this can be so shocking and not make logical sense, because we can logically know, like, of course we've got this, of course we're safe, of course we're supported. But our nervous system, our subconscious mind, remembers every single thing that we have ever been through. So let me give you a practical example, right? If we're trying to, for example, yesterday I launched my children's book out into the world, right? Now, the work itself was not writing the book. Like, of course, that was the book. Getting it illustrated, making the book, that's work. But the actual work was me becoming the version of myself that feels safe to be seen, that feels safe and valuable to put my shit out into the world and think this actually has value, right? That took me a long time to get to that point, because my system equated being seen with getting hurt, because I had many experiences, right? So every single time I wanted to be a little bit more out in the world or seen or visible, I would take the action, post the content, go to the thing, do the thing, write the book, whatever, and then I'd have to come back into myself and teach myself that I'm safe. And my key ways to do this: EFT tapping, hypnotherapy, things that hit the subconscious, right? Meditation is good for awareness. I also enjoy physical things like being in nature, exercise, boxing is my thing, to actually move the energy. Now, I go into so much detail on this on my podcast, World Domination, on iTunes, Spotify, and YouTube, and I have a bunch of resources on my website. So if this is your world, this is your vibe, follow, and I will walk with you through this so that you can actually achieve and be all the things that you want to do.